model of dividing India.
इमेज खराब हो जाएगी भैया, मार्केटिंग खराब हो जाएगी।
इस समय उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता को बीएसपी के शासन की यहाँ काफी ज्यादा सख्त जरूरत है।
मरी सरकार चलेगी, डीली डाली सरकार चलेगी। आप बेटे के ऑक्सीजन पे चलने वाली सरकार चाहिए, रिमोट कंट्रोल से चलने वाली सरकार चाहिए।
Good evening, hello and welcome to the big opinion poll survey in the critical states that are going to the polls in early 2017. In the aftermath of the surgical strikes, this India Today Axis poll is providing you a sense of what is happening in the country in the battleground states. And we are starting in the Game of Thrones with the biggest prize of them all, the state of Uttar Pradesh, India's most populous and politically influential state. This is the survey that you've been all waiting for, the big numbers, the first big test for the Narendra Modi government after the surgical strikes against Pakistan. Remember, this is the state with 403 seats expected to go to polls in February of 2017. The big numbers that we will be giving you, of course, is about an opinion poll that we've conducted over the month of September and early October. 403 seats on offer, and the big survey is coming today to you. The final numbers will come to you. And of course, tomorrow we will bring you Punjab. October 13, 117 seats in the northern border state of Punjab, again a critical state. Uttarakhand, 70 seats on offer, much turmoil in the last 12 months there. That will be on October 14. And we haven't left out the small states. Down there in this, on the banks of the Arabian Sea, 40 seats on offer in Goa. We'll tell you what's happening in Goa too on October 14. And we will travel to the deep northeast, to the state of Manipur that also goes to the polls in early 2017. 5 states, 5 big prizes. Who will win the Game of Thrones? Let's find out in this India Today Axis poll. Okay, that's of course the big poll that we are doing. Joining me now are my colleagues in a moment to give me a sense, the best team that we've got on elections. Javed Ansari, who knows Uttar Pradesh inside out. The executive editor of India Today is here to give us his perspective on UP. Professor Vivek Kumar from JNU, someone who's been close to the Bahujan Samaj Party, but also someone who's studied Uttar Pradesh very closely. Ashok Malik, senior analyst, is joining me, someone who's been close in the past to the BJP, but is someone who will give us a perspective of what he believes is that party's strategy on the ground. And of course, we'll be joined by our political guests right through this program. Samajwadi Party represented by Gaurav Bhatia, the BJP represented by Sudhanshu Trivedi, Sudhindra Baduria representing the Bahujan Samaj Party, and we will also have the Congress on the show represented by Rita Bahuguna Joshi, its former UP president. Okay, let's tell you first, of course, why UP is important. Why are we starting with the state of Uttar Pradesh? It is India's most populous state. Remember, 80 MPs come from Uttar Pradesh alone. The BJP, which got 73 MPs there, the biggest gain in 2014 for the party was in Uttar Pradesh, which is why it's important, because the Narendra Modi magic is on test, especially post-surgical strikes. It's a do-or-die battle also for Mayawati and her BSP. The results will determine the fate of Samajwadi Party and Akhilesh Yadav in particular and its internal war. And the Congress needs a strong showing for Rahul Gandhi and the party's revival. Let me quickly also tell you the methodology of the survey conducted by Axis. It's been conducted across all the 403 constituencies. Total size sample of the survey is 22,231. The poll survey conducted from September 5th to October 5th. Let's then turn to the first big question that I want to raise today. Who is the best candidate for Chief Minister for Uttar Pradesh? And let's find out what the India Today Axis poll is saying. Okay, so that's the first big question that we want to raise today. Who should be the next Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister? This is what the India Today Axis poll is saying. Mayawati, 31%. are saying Mayawati of the Bahujan Samaj Party is the best candidate for chief ministership. The next best is Akhilesh Yadav, 27%. The incumbent chief minister of the Samajwadi Party is just behind Mayawati. Take a look at the other figures. Rajnath Singh, the Union Home Minister, is only number 3 as far as UP's choices are at 18%. At number 4 is Yogi Adityanath with 14%. These were just 4 of the names who were in double digits when we polled. Let's get first quick reactions from all our panelists at the moment. Ashok Malik, are you surprised? Akhilesh Yadav, number 1. Sorry, Mayawati number 1, 31%. Akhilesh Yadav number 2 at 27.
No, I'm not surprised because the BJP doesn't really have a candidate because Rajnath Singh is not really a candidate for chief minister. He's in national politics. The race is between Akhilesh and Mayawati. There's an anti-incumbency against the Samajwadi Party. There is infighting in the party. Mayawati's term in government between 2007 and 2012 is remembered for some achievements, especially in law and order.
So, it's interesting that Mayawati is scoring higher than Akhilesh Yadav at the moment, because that suggests that those 5 years of Mayawati are looked down perhaps fondly by some people of UP, particularly on the issue of law and order. Is it law and order, in your view, Vivek Kumar, that makes Mayawati still a formidable chief ministerial candidate?
I think so. That is one of the most important reason. If you travel across UP even today, she is remembered for her very, very formidable governance as well as law and order is concerned. But no, it is not only law and order. The social justice point is also added to her governance. That is a very important aspect.
I'll come to this social. I'll come because I want only first initial remarks. Javed Ansari, are you surprised with these numbers? Rajnath Singh is actually down to number 3. I know Ashok Malik says he's not a contender, but the fact is that he isn't someone attracting big traction compared to the 2 regional leaders.
Yeah, because Rajnath Singh may be a big name, but he's tried and tested in UP. And let's not forget, he was chief minister when BJP lost power. Mayawati, yes, like Professor Kumar says, people now there's a certain nostalgia for her, for the law and order situation during her time. And Akhilesh, thanks to Mulayam Singh Yadav and Shivpal Yadav, he's now, his own position has been undermined by his very father and his uncle.
You know, that is part of the problem, Gaurav Bhatia. Your leader's position has been undermined from within. Let me play those images of Akhilesh Yadav as I play them. The fact is, Akhilesh Yadav is not being seen as the number 1 leader, perhaps because your own party has been his worst enemy in recent weeks and months.
No, Rajdeep, I think all these surveys are like Indian monsoon, completely unpredictable, and sometimes they do not reflect the correct picture on ground.
Sudhanshu Trivedi, Rajnath Singh, is he still your number 1 contender for UP chief ministership? At the Ram Leela function yesterday, he was sharing the stage with Narendra Modi. Is he your chief ministerial candidate or not?
Yesterday he was sharing the stage because he is a member of parliament from Lucknow also. He was there as a host.
Yes.
But as far as BJP is concerned, it has been made categorically clear by our national president that party has not yet decided whether to project anybody as a candidate or not.
No, interesting you are saying that the BJP has made it amply clear they will not project anyone as their chief ministerial candidate. Maybe, possibly, that's because you don't have someone who can take on a Mayawati or an Akhilesh Yadav. But Rita Bahuguna Joshi, the question that will be posed to you is the Congress. Sheila Dikshit doesn't figure in the double digits in our chart. Clearly, the fact that you sent a 78-year-old woman who has not been in Uttar Pradesh politics for almost 3 decades, who has been chief minister of Delhi, is not resonating. Would you concede that or not?
Just 3 very short points. One, that it is true that the elections are quite away and these opinion polls right now have no meaning. The second point is that people in UP are fed up with regional parties. So please let us understand, they want to reject both of them. And they're looking for a viable alternative.
Ma'am, you're not answering my question.
And the Congress has started its campaign on a very strong footing. And you will see, I'm going to answer that as well. I think it's true that the Samajwadi Party has gone down in the recent weeks because of their infighting. But Ms. Mayawati, how are people saying that people are nostalgic about her? her term was very bad as far as
Madam,
law and order was
madam, I
concerned.
want short remarks.
Senior officials,
I asked you a question
the
on
NRICM,
Madam
corruption,
Rita ji, I
they
asked
were
you a
being
question
killed
on
the-
Sheila
in the
Dikshit.
streets.
You have gone into every other direction. I want you to answer my question. All of you. No, madam. Let me go to Sudhindra Baduria. Sudhindra Baduria, the fact is 31% supporting Mayawati. Yes, she may be still preferred at the moment because we've seen in the last 15 years Mayawati and the Samajwadi Party alternating. But there is also a sense that Mayawati is past her best. That this is not the Mayawati of 2007. And the kind of campaign that she's been waging also suggests a sense of desperation. Only the other day she appealed to all Muslims. Please vote for me. Do not vote for the Congress and the Samajwadi Party. I sense a sense of desperation this time in Mayawati.
Well, let me, you have raised a number of issues, so let me answer them one by one.
No, one question. Please answer, is there a sense of desperation?
Not at all. She has asked because the Muslims as well as the Hindus have something great at stake, and that is the secular agenda of this country, the constitution of this country. Some parties are indulging in politics which are threatening the very essence of secularism of this country, and therefore rightly so she has made this as one of the most important issues. Whether secularism will prevail, whether this constitution will be safeguarded, and she remains to be the greatest champion of both these issues, and therefore people, not only as a law and order issue, the law and order is certainly there, and let me tell you, it is not a regional or a national issue. The issue is, in the recent past we have seen elections in Delhi, in Bihar, in Bengal, in Tamil Nadu, and in so many states. The issue is who is going to be the best leader for that moment. And I can say
let me take that point.
Having spoken to the people of UP
you've just made.
Having worked there as a worker, behind Mayawati's head above shoulders, Mr. Rajnath Singh has been tested as Chief Minister. He has failed, and he only could get 70 seats. He was way behind.
Just a minute, Mr.
BSP,
Baduria.
also behind the Samajwadi Party.
Sir, why do you all make long speeches? I'm asking for straight, simple answers. Let's focus at the moment. We have limited time. I want to focus on this. Is this a presidential election in Uttar Pradesh, Javed Ansari? Is this about UP wanting its best chief minister, or is this different? People want the best party for Uttar Pradesh now.
Well, it's a bit of both. People want the best party, but then you need to have a leader. Unfortunately, the BJP is the leading party there, but they don't have a leader. So even if you don't have a leader, I'm sure it's the party which will hold sway.
The party which will hold sway. Do you believe is it a different kind of election in Uttar Pradesh? Is it as presidential as some other elections have been?
I think the BJP, for instance, which is without a leader, is stronger today than it was in the previous assembly election. Having said that, the fact that it doesn't have a leader is going to cost it at some point. If Rajnath Singh, for example, is seriously promoted as chief minister across the state, I'm sure he'll score more than 18%, much more than 18%. Where he'll stop, I don't know, but more than 18%. The fact is the BJP needs a leader. Whether it is Rajnath Singh, whether it is somebody else, is another matter. But they can't go in without a face.
They cannot go in without a face. Do you believe, Vivek Kumar, elections in UP are presidential? Is that the one advantage that the BSP has? That they have someone who's been tried, tested. Maybe there are question marks at times over Mayawati's governance, but she remains a tried and tested leader.
That is, I think, a foregone conclusion, that yes, she is tried. But now you have to also understand which is the party which is imposing a presidential type of election. The party which is in power in the center has tried it in Bihar and miserably failed. Now, if this election is also going to be contested on personality, then the results are foregone conclusion.
In Bihar, Nitish Kumar was the one who benefited from a presidential system. The BJP did not have a contender to take him on.
BJP is still now going to try the same thing. As we are saying that, you say that if UP election is going to be contested in the name of Modi, then actually you are trying to make it again presidential form of election.
That's the question that I will come to. Whether Narendra Modi at the end of the day is the face the BJP will take to the electorate of UP. Remember, he is the member of parliament from Varanasi. He is expected to invest a lot of time and energy on Uttar Pradesh in the next few months. Is Mr. Modi ultimately the winning card for the BJP? India Today Axis poll telling you what's likely to happen in the battleground state that goes to the polls in just over 100 days from now. The countdown has begun on the Game of Thrones. And now's the time to tell you what we believe would happen if elections are held today. Take a look at the vote share. If elections are held today, the Axis India Today poll suggests that the BJP would end up with 31%, the BSP would be 28%, the Samajwadi Party is 25%, the Congress is 6%, and others are 10%. So it's the BJP which is emerging as the #1 party of Uttar Pradesh. Take a look at how this is translating in terms of seats and seat share. These are the big numbers that we are giving you tonight. The India Today Axis poll is suggesting the BJP could get between 170 to 183 seats, the BSP 115 to 124, the Samajwadi Party 94 to 103, 8 to 12 is the Congress, and 2 to 6 others. But remember, halfway point is 201 seats. So we are predicting, as of today, a hung assembly, but with the BJP in a pole position, striking difference of 202, which is the halfway point of the 403-member assembly. Those are the big numbers that we are giving you right at the top on the Game of Thrones. My panelists are with me, and I want to get quick reactions from each of them to these numbers. First to you, Gaurav Bhatia of the ruling Samajwadi Party. Clearly, your party, which dominated the elections 5 years ago, is now struggling to come back to power. This despite what you claim is the development work done by Akhilesh Yadav. Somewhere that hasn't worked, maybe your internal fighting, maybe questions of law and order, something has affected the Samajwadi Party in these 5 years. What is it?
Though I respect the views aired by you on the basis of the survey conducted, I do not agree with it. And Rajdeep, let me tell you that in the 2012 elections, the Samajwadi Party got a vote share of 30.5 or 31%.
Yes.
Now, in a four-cornered fight, even a few percentage can give you more than 100 seats. And in this case, I would say that there are many undecided voters also. Now, undecided voters would see the kind of work that Mr. Akhilesh Yadav has done in the last 4.5 years. We are very hopeful that they will go with the Samajwadi Party. And if you give us 25%, then I'm sure that the real figure is far higher, because even the anti-incumbency factor, which is there for 4.5 years, could not take away the 25% that your surveys also show. So I would only say that we should wait for some time, and the final numbers, the final numbers would come out when the electorate of UP votes, and it would be far higher than what we got in the last election. We will cross the 226 mark this time also, and we'll form a majority government again.
Okay, so you are completely dismissing my survey. You are unwilling to accept the Axis India Today poll numbers. Not surprising, but because they are not showing
I am, Rajdeep.
Okay, you have every right to do that. Sudhanshu Trivedi, on the other hand, you have every reason to smile. You are emerging as the #1 party after being virtually decimated in the last two elections of 2007 and 12. But interestingly, compared to Lok Sabha, where you were leading in more than 320 assembly constituencies in Lok Sabha 2014, you are now down to 170 to 180 seats. Does that worry you? Is the BJP has the BJP peaked in 2014? Do these numbers at all worry you, Mr. Trivedi?
Actually, whatever the result is coming from you is not surprising. And adding to what Gaurav Bhatia has said, if you consider the margin of error as 1 or 1.5%, if it goes in our favor, then we are going to get the clear majority. And particularly when we have not yet announced the candidates. On the other hand, Samajwadi and BSP has announced the candidate in most of the seats. Now, as far as the CM candidate is concerned, it is our party's decision, and the top leadership and the parliamentary board decides after going in due deliberation whether to project or not. But if you go by the track record, up till now, whether projecting a candidate has always served the purpose or not, I just give example. In 2012, it was unofficially, de facto, Uma Bharti ji was projected. What was the result? In 2007, officially Kalyan Singh was projected.
Sir, I take your point.
2002 officially Rajnath Singh was projected. 93 and 96 officially Kalyan Singh was projected. 91 nobody was projected and we got the clear majority. In 1967 Jansangh got 98 seats. In 74 Atal Bihari Vajpayee was projected. We got from 98 to 47. So it is not so easy for the Uttar Pradesh to say that by projecting only we are going to get any benefit.
You know, the interesting thing, sir, the interesting thing for the people of the country to know is that during the general election, with Mr. Modi projected aggressively as the prime ministerial candidate contesting from UP, you were leading in more than 320 assembly constituencies. Our survey is now showing you're down to 170 to 180. So I'm just adding that slide.
In this, I am just adding one thing, that we have not yet announced the candidate. Let the candidates be announced. Definitely we will be in a comfortable majority.
Okay, that's your viewpoint. But remember, 320 now to 170 to 180, but still the party number one. And that
in this contest, one more thing, prior to Lok Sabha election, nobody was giving us 873 seats.
Okay.
They were giving us 40-45 seats in Uttar Pradesh. So I am hopeful that wait for the results, and results will be spectacular in favor of BJP.
Okay, you say they'll be spectacular in favor of BJP. In fact, there is a point there, because generally one party has now tended to dominate elections, state elections in this country. So if the BJP is emerging party number one, it could cross the halfway mark. Mayawati is retaining her vote, Professor Kumar. 28% she's getting. But your capacity to translate that into seats, as per our poll, seems to be less than in the past. She has won elections with 28% in the past.
Fine. Actually, Rajdeep, you have to understand that UP and many other states have gone to split politics. They vote very differently in the national elections and they vote very differently in state election.
Yes.
And we are going to state elections. And in state elections, unless and until you have a very tested leadership, and you see that BJP doesn't have even organizational setup. They are roping in people from other political parties. That is the strength of their party politics.
But they've been able to lure people from the BSP, from the Samajwadi Party. Generally, politicians go with the winning side. Should that not worry you?
No, that's what actually is very, very simple for me to write off, because the leaders do not have any fan following or any voters following, and they are only leaders as individuals.
Javed Ansari, the question to you is very simple. The Congress, as per this survey, is clearly a bad force. This survey was done in the period when Rahul Gandhi was doing his Kisan Yatra. The last part of the survey only took place after the surgical strikes. So only 20% of the survey will reflect the surgical strikes. Many believe that will give the BJP an even bigger boost. Do you believe the Congresses should be written off in this election in Uttar Pradesh now?
Well, I do believe that the Congress will not be running for power there, but I also believe that once this does not factor in the fact that Priyanka Gandhi will begin campaigning. Once she does, their situation will improve.
Do you believe that this kind of verdict will push the Congress even further into pushing Priyanka into the election fold? No. Sheila Dikshit has not worked. Rahul Gandhi's Kisan Yatra, as per the survey, has not had the kind of impact.
Look, Rajiv, I'd be very surprised if Priyanka Gandhi does not campaign. I'd be very surprised. As far as I'm concerned, the BJP is the party to beat. Although I do believe this will be a much closer election, because closer to the election, all the anti-BJP vote, like Bihar, could consolidate behind a party. Perhaps in this case, the BSP.
So it could become two horse as you're coming closer to the election.
Closer.
But the point, Rita Bahuguna Joshi, you've tried Rahul Gandhi through his Kisan Yatra. You've had Priyanka Gandhi possibly emerging and possibly even playing some kind of role in Uttar Pradesh. At the moment, though, Rahul's Yatra has not worked. Is the Congress still in number 4 position in your view in Uttar Pradesh, ma'am?
Well, the election is still far away, but let me tell you, these figures are very amusing, because even at the worst times, Congress has never come down below 20 seats in UP. So I do not know where you got these figures from. Our candidates are going to be floated now, and you will see, as far as the Kisan Yatra is concerned, millions of people are signing on the forms that we are circulating amongst them. The farmers, the rural population seems to be quite excited. And the way the
where is the organization? How are you going to translate it into votes?
You are saying that its impact is belittled.
Can I respond?
That's a different aspect. But as far as the impact of campaigning is concerned, it is quite visible. And if Priyanka ji is coming out, it will be more visible. So I do not think that we are disheartened. And the way the party is moving forth in its campaign, I'm sure in the coming month or two you will see a major difference.
Can I just
and
make a point,
as
ma'am?
far as the faces are concerned,
Can I
you
just-
know that
Ma'am,
regional parties always have a different kind of an impact.
No, can I just make a point? What is interesting, and I will put up those numbers on the sidebar, which is when you look at the rural-urban divide, what is emerging in Uttar
I have not had a
Pradesh?
chance to give the viewpoint.
Yes, Mr. Baduria, just a minute.
Rajdeep, I have not had the chance to explain.
Mr. Baduria, just a minute. That is precisely where I'm coming to you. What our survey is showing is that in rural areas, it's a tight race. You and the BJP are virtually level pegging, BSP and BJP. But the moment you go to urban Uttar Pradesh, the BJP is taking the clear lead. And as I keep saying, this survey was done before the true impact of the surgical strikes and whether they are having any impact on the voter are felt. Does that not worry you that urban Uttar Pradesh is moving? There could be a mini wave to the BJP in urban Uttar Pradesh. Does that not worry you, Mr. Baduria?
Well, let me say this. Behind Mayawati ji, as per you, is having a very close contest with the BJP.
Yes.
Let me also say this, while agreeing with Javed Ansari, we have seen that over the 7-8 assembly elections which have taken place after the parliament elections, it has been a polarized election between one and the other. The rest of the people get marginalized and pushed behind. And if there is an error of 3% in the poll surveys which are there, it could be reversed. We could be number one and the BJP could come down much below us. And therefore I am of the view that on good governance and on the issue of communal harmony, the Muslims for particularly who are in the urban areas. So we will get votes both in the rural areas as well as in the rural urban areas, and I can tell you 70% of the Uttar Pradesh is very poor, and therefore we have all chances for a thumping victory in this forthcoming elections of Uttar Pradesh.
You know, one of the worries that I have of having politicians on a poll show is all of you say you're winning with a thumping majority. Now only one of you can win. No, just a minute. Sudhanshu ji, just a minute, because I want to just give a sense of our viewers, where is this vote coming from? What is actually happening? Remember, this is a state where caste and community traditionally have played important roles. What's the India Today Axis poll saying in terms of vote share? Take a look at Muslim voters, for example. As per our survey, the BJP gets only 4% of the Muslim vote. The BSP gets 21%. The Samajwadi Party gets 58%, the bulk of the vote. The Congress, on the other hand, is still getting only 5%. Others are getting 12%. So the Samajwadi Party, as per the poll, is getting a large chunk of the Muslim vote as of now. In terms of caste, Yadavs, the BJP getting 14, BSP 6, Samajwadi Party 67, Congress 2, others 11. So the Samajwadi Party by and large retains the MY combination of the past. The SC/ST vote, BJP getting 9, the BSP getting 71. So the BSP seems to be post the 2014 election getting back its core vote among the SC. Samajwadi Party 7, Congress 3, others 10%. The Brahmin vote, the key vote, remember, in a state with a 16% upper caste population, the BJP dominating 59%, BSP 9, SP 14, Congress 9, others 9. And among Thakurs again, the BJP dominating 60% vote, BSP 9, Samajwadi Party 14, Congress 6, others 11. What we are now seeing emerging in Uttar Pradesh is clearly, Ashok Malik, the fact that the BJP is taking the Brahmin vote, dominating the upper caste, but the Dalit vote is going back to Mayawati, which had broken away or melted away during the 2014 election.
To be fair, Mayawati still got 20% of the vote.
Total vote, but she's gone up from 20 to 28. So the point that Vivek Kumar made, that a state election, she tends to do incrementally better than in a general election.
She's got an incremental vote, clearly. Also, what hasn't worked for the Congress wasn't hoping to win this election. It was hoping to get some Brahmin votes, some upper caste votes, some rural, some urban votes to hurt the BJP. Obviously, that is not happening, and the Congress is sort of falling flat. So the BJP is retaining its traditional core vote, which could have gone to the Congress if the Congress had been a competitor.
You know, what is also happening is the Muslim vote. The Samajwadi Party, as per this survey, is remaining the dominant party, and that's where Mayawati's recent comments telling the Muslims, please vote for me, hoping that there will be a Dalit Muslim combine that emerges on the ground. So far, at least as per this survey, that is not happening. Do you believe that could change? That the Muslim vote could consolidate around the party which they believe is in the best position to defeat the BJP come voting day?
Yes, perhaps much closer to the election, like it happened in Bihar. Right now, they don't know who's leading the pack, but much closer to the election. Perhaps this will consolidate behind one political party. In this case, probably.
Professor Vivek Kumar, the question of the Brahmin vote. There's a feeling that Mayawati in 2007, when she got a majority, got the Brahmin vote, the Savarna vote went with her. It was not, that was her big game changer. In 2016, that is no longer a game changer. She's lost that vote. The Brahmins will not trust Mayawati again.
No, I don't think that Mayawati has done something wrong for actually Brahmins and they will not trust. The only thing is that at that time also, it is Mayawati herself revealed that we only got 2 to 3% of the Brahmin vote. But the most important thing that, you know, they were neutralized by giving tickets. So once Brahmins are given 100 tickets, they are neutralized not to, divulge the other voters. You know, they used to pinpoint to the upper strata or some other caste, backward classes. Oh, where are you going? Where are you voting?
Has Mayawati lost the Brahmin vote or not?
No, I will not say that.
But she doesn't retain it like she did in 2007. You will concede that.
I will not say that, because as my research goes, and I have asked also in the party, only 2 to 3% of Brahmins vote for BSP and they will vote. But the best part is that once the tickets are given to them, they do not actually damage verbally as they usually do.
We will wait and see. We will wait and see. Yes, Ashok Malik.
I have to, which after this poll, one, how many Muslim voters will eventually move towards the BSP? Second, non-Yadav OBCs or OBC voters who were many of whom are SP voters traditionally, how many will move towards the BJP?
The BJP's key game is the non-Yadav OBC. We've often ignored it, but small communities that Amit Shah has targeted both in 2014 and possibly in this election as well. We've seen the manner in which Amit Shah has held sabhas of some of these smaller groups, non-Yadav OBCs, as part of the BJP's more inclusive politics. But Gaurav Bhatia, the hope for you has to remain that the Muslim vote remains behind the Samajwadi Party, because clearly as of now that's happening. But come polling day, they could go with the party they believe is in the best position to defeat the BJP. Is the Samajwadi Party, sir, somewhere your internal battles, sending out the wrong message to your own voters that your party is a house divided? Now, let's not escape that. What has happened in the last 1 month has clearly been played out in public. It's a divided parivar.
Rajdeep, just give me a minute or two, because I want to address 3 or 4 issues.
No, address the issue I've asked,
regarding the divided house. That is why when I appeared on your... Yeah, I will address it. I'm addressing it first, Rajdeep. When I came on your channel also, I told you that we are optimists by nature, and I think it is good that this issue came up much before the elections. So now I think everything has been sorted out, and all 3, Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav, Mr. Akhilesh Yadav and Mr. Shivpal Yadav, would contribute towards a united team and will ensure the victory. I would like to emphasize on one thing, that BJP does not have a face. And we all know what happened in Bihar, because Mr. Narendra Modi's popularity is also waning now. And that is why, be it Delhi or Bihar,
no, where have you got
without
this?
a chief
Where
ministerial
have you got this? I will come to the Modi
confidence.
Sir, I will come to Mr. Modi's figures. I will come to Mr. Modi's figures in a moment. My figures in the survey do not show that Mr. Modi's...
Let me just complete myself. Let me complete myself, please, Rajdeep. So all that I'm trying to say is that voters of Uttar Pradesh, just like the Bihar voters, are also very much into day-to-day politics, and without a face, BJP does not have a chance. Second, about the Muslim voters, you said the SP has done a lot for the minority voters, and the BSP has a very bad track record. It has taken support from the BJP in the past, which does not inspire confidence, at least among the Muslim voters. Third, I think a factor that we have not discussed is youth. Just let me complete myself. You know, I think more than 45 or 50% of the population of UP is under the age of 35. And I think youth are most attracted towards the Samajwadi Party because of the clean image and a youthful image of Mr. Akhilesh Yadav. Let us also factor that in. They are not attracted towards
who is being undermined by his own uncle?
Other leader of the
who
BJP.
Is being undermined by his own uncle and possibly by his own father, but we will leave. I don't want to debate that today. I don't want to debate that at the moment. I want to come to the figure on government performance. How is the government performance rated? This is what our survey said. Roads, 41% thought that a good job had been done. So on 41% when it comes to roads were satisfied, dissatisfied were 59. Now Akhilesh Yadav has made roads a major part of his campaign, linking various big cities with highway projects. Electricity, 42% said he's done well, 58% were dissatisfied. Health was 36% and 64%. Law and order is where the trouble comes. Satisfied only 32%, 67%, almost 7 in every 10 are dissatisfied. Unemployment, big issue, only 14% satisfied, 82% dissatisfied. Anti-incumbency level is 59 to 70%. And most of our surveys show once it crosses 60%, it's then difficult to come back to power. Having said that, and this is the question to you, Sudhanshu Trivedi, there will be those who will say that the development card that Narendra Modi played so carefully in 2014 may not work in the same way in 2016. When unemployment remains the issue, it's not just the state government that suffers, so does the center. There is agrarian distress. In rural parts of UP, you are not doing as well as in urban pockets. Is that the reason why you are trumping up surgical strikes, going to make that a big issue in this election, because you want to move away from the original province of Achhe Din?
No, Rajdeep, you have raised a very valid question. If the people of UP are fed up and they want a real transformation, how can real transformation be achieved? In the last 10 to 12 years, it was all these three parties were working together. SP, BSP were the part of UPA coalition at the center, and the Congress was supporting SP, BSP. So none of the three parties can get their responsibility shed on this issue of non-development of UP. Right. So if a real transformation is there, it can only be with the BJP. And on the issue of rural-urban divide, I would like to put an interesting fact. Previously, Bahujan Samaj Party was having an alliance with the Dalit Brahmin alliance. Brahmin is a population which is available both in the urban and in the rural areas. On the contrary, the Muslim is a population which is heavily concentrated in the city areas from 20-25% to 40, 50, 60%. And in the cities, BSP is very weak. They never contested the Nagar Nigam elections, always in the last 15-20 years. So if you look at the graph from major cities to rural, as you move, the Muslim percentage declines, and in the same proportion, Dalit percentage increases. So where they can get a winning combination in this aspect, it has to be thoroughly analyzed by your surveyor. Then you will be able to find out what is the real picture is. Because in politics, it's not always 2 + 2 = 4.
Sir, can I therefore come to Sharad Pradhan, the most experienced political commentator? I'm sorry, Sharad, I didn't get you in earlier because we were having some problem with the audio. You heard these numbers.
Okay.
You've seen these numbers. Yeah. Give me a sense, your first reactions to the numbers that we have put on, Sharad. Do you believe that these numbers in a sense reflect the present mood? BJP #1, BSP #2, Samajwadi Party now beginning to trail, and the Congress not making an impact. In broad terms, do you believe this reflects the broad trend?
Considering that part of this was done post surgical strikes, I would believe that BJP is placed at #1, because the surgical strikes have certainly gravitated a lot of people on account of the nationalist sentiment in favor of the BJP. But the fact that they are still away from majority makes a lot of sense, because UP, I was all along I've been looking at UP as not getting a clear majority. Yes, you are absolutely right on the dot that the Samajwadi Party, the Samajwadi family, the Yadav family has ruined their own case. Nothing could have been more suicidal than killing Akhilesh's case, because Akhilesh I would have looked at Akhilesh as #1 choice for chief minister, even if the party was not doing as well. But the problem here is that if this is how it continues, then BJP may make further gains. You know, if they come out with somebody with a good chief ministerial face. Rajnath Singh certainly he would not want to come here unless he's pushed away from Delhi, from the national politics, and pushed into UP. Maybe, you know, otherwise, and the problem with the BJP is they do not have anybody capable enough who could be projected.
Can I just hold you there?
Talk about.
Can I hold you there? That is where I will precisely come in a moment. The BJP doesn't have a strong state level leader at the moment. Are they therefore going to completely rely on Narendra Modi as they did in 2014? And could that be, as it happened in Bihar, a mistake? Or is that inevitable, that that is the only hope they have? And is Uttar Pradesh very different to Bihar in that regard? Because the opposition against the BJP is badly split in Uttar Pradesh. It was united in Bihar, and therefore the arithmetic and the chemistry could be in the BJP's favor this time. As we show you pictures of Amit Shah there on the screen, will the Amit Shah, Narendra Modi combine create magic once again in Uttar Pradesh? The numbers certainly in the India Today Axis poll at the moment are favoring the BJP.